it's weird. They instead of pausing the video, they have like a live pause,
Yeah.
which is, I guess looks better, but it's bizarre because they never asked how we would read them. So I was like, oh, I would read that so much slower. So anyway.
Welcome to MicheLee Puppets, celebrating resilience fundraising breakfast.
How are things
Here
going with you?
Here are our puppets on parade.
Good morning and welcome to MicheLee Puppets Celebrating Resilience Fundraiser. Hello to everyone enjoying your delicious breakfast with us at the Alfond Inn, and hello to our friends who are joining us virtually. We hope you've grabbed a cup of coffee and you're settled in to enjoy our program. I'm here at the News 6 studio today, and my co-hosts Nadia Garcon and our friend Mary Cruz are keeping things rolling at the Alfond Inn. Hi Nadia and Mary Cruz. We are here to celebrate resilience in our community as our families, schools, businesses, and nonprofit organizations continue to adapt and overcome during these unprecedented times. In the last year and a half, we've all been touched by loss, hardships, and personal struggles. Our shared understanding of what's missing in our lives has brought together friends, colleagues, and communities like this group that we've gathered here today. And if I can share one quick personal update with you since I've last been there, my friends and supporters of MicheLee Puppets have been through so much, and during the last year, my husband and I became parents. And our daughter Gwyneth Hope is already a big fan of Astrid and all the wonderful puppets and the people behind the scenes at MicheLee Puppets.
Thanks, Kirsten. The funds raised today will help nurture the knowledge, creativity, and resilience that our children need to thrive.
That's right. This morning, you're going to learn how MicheLee Puppets found new and creative ways to help teachers and students during the pandemic. And you will discover why their work is so important.
And you can find out how you can share your time, talent, and treasure to make a difference too.
At Mary Cruz, we have a special friend here today who's made it distinguished career in banking. His philanthropic work and board service has benefited many Central Florida organizations, including United Way, United Cerebral Palsy, Advent Health, and UCF. As the president of Barnett Bank, Tom made the initial contribution that helped launch MicheLee Puppets 35 years ago.
Wow, that's amazing.
Well, please join us in welcoming Tom Yocum.
Thank you, Nadia and Kirsten. As unfortunately Kirsten couldn't be with us this morning, but it's always great to be here. What sometimes I think we forget about resilience in the community is what the organization MicheLee Puppets and all of you out there, both online and with us this morning in this socially distanced crowd this morning, have brought to the community. And I think it's always terrific to go back and remember past days, past times sometimes. And of course, the older I get, there's fewer past days, there's fewer days forward than there are past days. I think that's the right way to say that. 35 years ago, we gave MicheLee Puppets, my company did, Barnett Bank at the time, $500. It was one of their first contributions. And you can see today what's happened, what Tracy and her entire team has brought with the whole puppet program of MicheLee Puppets to the community, to our schools. And thank you, all of you, that, you know, it's one thing we have to continually remember, is to thank the folks that help us do this every day. Obviously, Tracy and her team has brought tremendous work, tremendous commitment, and certainly resilience in the MicheLee Puppet organization. So this morning, I'd like to acknowledge our generous Celebrating Resilience event sponsors. And the first one is Publix. You know, Publix for over 35 years has been a sponsor of MicheLee Puppets. And Publix organization, I've worked with them over the years, with United Way, with a number of organizations. And for a community that's headquartered right here in Florida, they have been tremendous sponsors, tremendous help in our community in so many ways that many of you may not recognize. So as my wife says, there's only one place to shop, and that's Publix. So we appreciate and thank Publix for all of their support and help. And to the Orlando Magic Foundation, the Youth Foundation, I was on that board for many years. Again, an organization that for over 25 years has supported events in this community and has been a terrific partner. The DeVos family and the entire Magic organization have always supported so many events in our community, and we're so pleased to have them here and also to be working with us. We'd also like to thank our sponsors, KPMG, Ravago, and of course, Seaside Bank and Trust. The last company, as Ed Timberlake would tell you, he thinks I retired 4 times, but that's probably about right. And that was the last organization I was with before I finally gave up the ghost and said, you know what, I think I'll retire. So that's where we are today. So thanks to Seaside and all the folks from Seaside that are here today as well. And of course, our bronze sponsors, Advent Health for Children, Duke Energy, Fairwinds Credit Union, and our newest sponsor, Marchena and Graham. Marcos is hiding over here somewhere. I saw him. Wave, Marcos. Good to have you here today. Thank you for coming, and to all of your team for being here. You know, I ran into George Rodon this morning. I haven't seen him, and as I told him, a month of Sundays. But George, I'm glad you're still up and moving around. Thanks for coming out today. I'm also extremely happy to announce that the Joe and Sarah Galloway Foundation has provided a matching grant today of $40,000 for today's fundraiser. So that means that every dollar that you're able to help MicheLee Puppets with today is matched with another dollar from the Joe and Sarah Galloway Foundation. And of course, their help has been tremendous. Several years ago, I had the good fortune to speaking with Jerry Daniels and another trustee by the name of Bob Klettner, and told him that MicheLee needed a new van. The one they had 250,000 miles on it, and as Tracy told me, we just kind of make it day to day. And they bought MicheLee Puppets, a new van to transport the puppets and so forth, as well as gave them the first year of insurance. And that was their first experience with MicheLee Puppets, and they've continued for many years with these matching grants. So to Jerry Daniels, to the Joe and Sarah Galloway Foundation, our extreme thanks. Okay. We would also like to acknowledge our board of directors that are here today, table captains, and event planning committee. You know, the board is extremely important to Tracy and to the organization, as well as the table captains are here today because they're doing the work at your tables to help us through the morning. So we want to give our particular thanks to all of those folks that are here today. And you have the opportunity to make a contribution that will empower children to reach their full potential. It's as simple as texting the word puppet or to 41444. So if you're out there online today and you want to help MicheLee Puppets move forward and help fulfill that matching grant from the Galloway Foundation of $40,000, we encourage you to text the word puppet to 41444. This morning, in one short hour, you will hear about the wonderful work being done by MicheLee Puppets to build resilience in our next generation of teachers, scientists, engineers, and leaders. And we have a special program planned, and we hope to entertain, enlighten, and empower all of you. Enjoy. Thank you. Nadia?
Thank you. Well, enjoy breakfast, and we'll be back soon.
Resilience is climbing to the very tippy top of the tallest banana tree to get the best bananas for all my friends.
Resilience is saving money for a rainy day.
Our daughter Finley has some cognitive and communicative differences related to her syndrome, velocardiofacial syndrome. And MicheLee Puppets has been just wonderful for her. She's always been into puppeteering since she was about 3, and it was so nice to find a place in town that allowed her to do classes that were really geared towards her needs and at her own pace and gave her a social group and something to be a part of. What I find really amazing is that even during the pandemic, when so many places have been closed and when you can't go and do some of the same things, Tracy Connor has pivoted and sent the puppet materials for puppet making home to our house and has been holding weekly Zoom calls that allow Finley and Mom and Dad to be a part of things together where we are doing some of the same kinds of things. And I think it's even, in some ways, even neater because we're doing things on camera with Zoom and it's teaching the kids how to do puppeteering on camera. So Finley and the other kids have really enjoyed it, and it's been something that our whole family has been able to embrace. So we're just really thankful for that opportunity. It is a full-on professional experience from start to finish and at every level. I can't say enough about MicheLee Puppets, and thank you for your support.
I'm strong. Resilience is finding a positive way to deal with your feelings, like sadness or anxiety. I like to do deep breathing. And I also like building model airplanes to make me feel better. That's resilience.
In fall of 2020, my students and I collaborated with MicheLee Puppets as part of a class project. We were working with another organization, New Hope for Kids, to create digital resources for children who are grieving during the pandemic. So Tracy joined us during class and taught my students and I how to make puppets, but also how to use them to have difficult conversations with children. One of my students was so inspired by MicheLee that she decided to do an independent study where we interviewed MicheLee Puppets puppeteers about their experiences of talking with children one-on-one during the live puppet chats throughout the pandemic. Another of my students was so inspired that he decided to make a puppet version of me, and so Puppet Parslow was born. She kind of took on a life of her own, and so she would pop up randomly to sing happy birthday to students, sometimes to simply record a holiday message, and she even co-hosted our virtual version of our Honor Society induction ceremony. So during a time when it was especially challenging to stay connected. MicheLee Puppets gave me a new way to reach out to my students. Thanks so much for your partnership, MicheLee.
Resilience means doing something the right way even when it's hard.
Sometimes having resilience means you have to ask someone else for help. Like, what are the directions to get to that way?
Hello, my name is Camille. Because of the coronavirus, my family stayed home a lot last year. While I was home, I wanted to take puppetry classes. Back in 2019, I took an in-person puppetry class that changed my life. Then, in May of this year, I took my first online puppetry class and I had a blast. While taking these classes, I realized that I wanted to do puppetry for the rest of my life. Miss Tracy was a wonderful teacher. She helped me become a better puppeteer. Thank you, MicheLee Puppets, for changing my life.
I'm resilient because I'm positive and find the good in every situation. I'm resilient.
Sparky! Whoa! Whoa!
Hey, thanks, Oriana. You should have enough to buy that guitar now. Come on, Sparky.
I should, but... I want it now, now, now. I want it now, now, now. I want it now. I want it now, now, now. I want it now, now, now.
But if you wait, you'll get something great.
Wait.
When you saw me in the window of the music store, you had only $5.
And I needed more. I mowed and raked and earned some money, but a trip to the grocery store made me feel funny. Candy, toys, what can I say? I spent all my cash in the same day. Because I want it now, now, now. I want it now, now, now. I want it now. I want it now, now, now. I want it now, now, now.
But if you wait, you'll get something great.
Wait.
How much money have you earned so far?
Well, I had $20, so I bought this car. The wheel broke off, so I threw it away. I bought this squirt bottle, and it doesn't spray. A pack of gum had a bad taste. Look, all my money's turned to waste. Candy, toys, whatever I see, I want to take it home with me. I want it now, now, now. I want it now, now, now. I want it now. I want it now, now, now. I want it now, now, now. How can I wait to get something great?
Before you spend another $1, let's make a plan. Save your money in a bank instead of your hand. Check out my price tag before I'm sold. What will you need to reach your goal?
5, 10, 15, 20. If I work for 3 weeks, I'll have the money. But next week, oh no, I go to the zoo. I might spend my money before I can buy you.
If you see something you want, just wait a day. Figure out a plan of how you'll pay. Put some of your money in a spending jar. And save the rest for your new guitar. Now here it comes, your ultimate test. Can you keep from spending money and complete your quest?
The choice has been inside me all along. To follow the plan, I must stay strong. I'll keep the money I earn from each job and chore and not spend it on the way to the music store. Here I go. I want it. I want it. I want it now. But when I wait, I'll get something great.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. My name is Nadia Garzón. I am the founder, executive, and artistic director of Descolonizarte Teatro. We are a professional Latinx theater organization that promotes the Latin American experience, culture, and talent through theater and through literary, artistic, and educational programming. We have two main goals. First, accessibility to the arts to all people, regardless of their economic income. And two, decolonization through theater and arts, which basically means returning to our roots, producing work that represents us and our realities. I have been practicing performing arts and entertainment in Central Florida for the past 20 years. Directing, acting, doing voiceover work, practicing theater for social change, working abroad, and of course, creating my own theater company. But it has not always been that easy. 20 years ago, almost no one was preoccupied with diversity, and there were almost no opportunities for Latinx actors like myself. I still managed to make it and into the acting scene, acting in English as well as in Spanish, doing theater, on-camera work, and working at the theme parks. About 15 years ago, a meaningful opportunity opened up when MicheLee Puppets staged a show called Páginas Latinas. And so my work with MicheLee Puppets started. MicheLee Puppets gave me the opportunity to combine my love for the arts with my desire to make a difference in the world. A desire I had since I was a teen, volunteering in the slums in Bogota, the city where I grew up and where I started my professional acting career at age 16. MicheLee Puppets also gave me an opportunity to practice my artistic skills, not only as a performer, but also as a director and playwright. It also gave me the gift of puppetry, a tool that I still use today. Most recently, I collaborated with MicheLee Puppets, writing and directing Una Borinqueña en Florida, a show geared towards Puerto Rican children who left the island and moved to the mainland after the 2017 hurricanes. The show was based on true stories, and we toured until the pandemic hit. Just a few months ago, we adapted it to video so that it could remain immortalized and available for other Latin American children who have moved to the United States and who are also experiencing difficulties adapting to their new lives. I spent 6 years touring Florida schools and watching kids' lives change through the magic of puppets. Through the magic of puppets. And I experienced firsthand the power of MicheLee Puppets Productions. And I am thrilled to have you all here today supporting this wonderful organization. It is a pleasure and an honor for me to introduce Tracy Connor, Executive Director of MicheLee Puppets.
Thank you. I'm a little choked up because I'm just so proud of you. Okay, I have to get my step. Now I can see you. Good morning. I am so happy to welcome all of you here. Those of you who are joining us in the room and the many more of you that are watching at home, thank you for joining us and spending an hour of your time. We are here to celebrate resilience. To me, resilience is adaptability, creative problem solving, and strength to keep moving forward even when it's hard. And it's been hard, hasn't it? Throughout the pandemic, I think we all found some inner strength and resilience that maybe we didn't even know we had. Well, MicheLee Puppets' story has been one of resilience. From our very humble beginnings of 2 recent college grads, borrowing a set of puppets from Florida Hospital, and going out into schools to build bridges of friendship between children with and without disabilities. That first year, we reached about 6,500 kids, and we thought we were doing great. But over the next 35 years, our small company, with very modest financial resources, but an immense sense of purpose, produced more than 80 original plays and videos and short films like some of the ones that you've been watching this morning on important issues to kids, things like domestic violence, sexual assault prevention, teen suicide, bully prevention, topics that really matter. More than 2.3 million children and adults all over the state of Florida have been impacted by our live shows and our classes. And it's you, our donors, our friends, our volunteers that have made that all possible, and I really thank you. Throughout our history, we have been laser focused on our mission, which is to use our art of puppetry to empower youth to make choices and take action to make life better for themselves and others. And kids have responded in life-changing ways. After 11 years of silence, Sonia gained the courage to report the sexual assault that happened to her when she was just a child, and she got help. Jonathan realized that child abuse is not a secret to keep, and he reported what he knew about his sisters who were being abused by the stepdad up in Michigan. And 2 little girls 1,000 miles away are saved by a puppet show and the courage of their brother. 4th graders in Mrs. Anderson's class made the healthy decision to stick with white milk in the cafeteria instead of sugary chocolate, and that's important. And students at Aspire Charter Academy learned to use words to resolve conflict and diffuse bullying situations to help make their school environment safer and happier. And this is just a handful of stories. I could go on and on, believe me. In March 2020, though, schools and venues closed and our shows were canceled. And we didn't know what we would do or how we would continue. I mean, can you imagine 35 years of being a touring company and all of a sudden our puppets are on the shelves and the vans are parked in the back? And we did know that we could still make a difference. So we immediately started sending out all of our content that we keep on YouTube, all those educational videos and our digital content we sent to teachers because they were looking for something that they could use because now they were teaching online in the virtual classroom. We also filmed our stage shows that we could provide in a digital format. We even produced a series, a puppet video series on mindfulness. So it taught deep breathing and other exercises that children could do to calm themselves and to help relieve stress and anxiety. And we sent that out free to all the schools. Like many, we have discovered new ways of doing our work that we're going to continue into the future. For our puppetry explorations class, which is designed for teens and adults with developmental disabilities, moving the class to Zoom opened up opportunities for students around the country to join in. What developed was a community of families from Florida and Texas and Wisconsin and New York who were working together to create their own beautiful stories through puppetry. We felt it was important to provide an outlet for children who were experiencing social isolation during the early stages of the pandemic and the shutdowns. So our puppeteers, who were furloughed from their main jobs at the parks, embraced the opportunity to provide live puppet chats. So children locally and around the country found new puppet friends, and they enjoyed one-on-one conversations with them over Zoom, dance parties, and just plain being silly. And the joy was felt by our creative team, too. They needed that outlet as much as the kids did. MicheLee Puppets is able to provide these programs that address critical issues for youth. They bring moments of joy, empower children and families because of generous supporters like you. And whether you decide to make a financial gift today or maybe donate your time or talent, we just want you to know that we appreciate anything that you do to help a child. We could not do what we do without you. So now we have a special treat for you. Central Florida Community Arts exists to serve and build community through the arts. They provide opportunities for children and adults of all ages to participate in music, theater, and dance. And MicheLee Puppets has had the pleasure of partnering with them many times over the years, and most recently on their production, their youth production of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And they're here to perform for you. And so you're going to see these lovely young performers and a great big puppet. So enjoy.
Now we're going
wonder if I can take it off. Good work, Lou. I wonder if we can untie him as well. It's no use. The ropes are much too tight. Look!
Oh, what's that?
They look like mice.
Go away, you little beasts.
Wait, do you see what they're doing?
They're nibbling away at the ropes.
I think they're friendly mice. Poor little things. They don't realize he's dead. They think it will do some good untying him, but of course it won't. What's that?
Maybe it's the witch and her evil army again. Perhaps they've killed the others and are coming back for us.
It was only a storm.
It didn't last long, but it was very strong. I think the lightning must have hit something around here. I heard a terrible crack.
I wish it had hit this horrible banner. I'm gonna tear it down.
No, Lou, what if the witch comes back and sees you?
I don't care. She plans to kill us all anyway.
That's true. Here, let me help you. He's gone.
Oh no, they might at least have the body alone.
But what does it all mean? Is it more magic?
Yes, it is more magic.
Dead, dear Aslan?
Not now.
You're not a ghost?
Do I look like one?
Oh, you're real, oh Aslan.
But what does it all mean?
It means that there was an even deeper magic than the witch knew. Before time began, there was another law written. It says that if a willing victim who has committed no treachery,
like you,
like me, is killed in the place of a traitor,
like Edmund?
Like Edmund, the table will crack, and death itself will start working backward.
Like now!
Oh, children, I think I feel my strength coming back to me. I feel I'm going to roar a very loud roar. You should probably put your fingers in your ears. And now, the time has come for our last battle against the witch and her evil forces.
We must hurry, Aslan. The witch and her evil army are looking for the others at this very minute.
Then we shall add new soldiers to our own army.
Who else would join us?
Those who await us at the witch's castle.
Do you suppose Mrs. Tumnus is there?
Was she an enemy of the witch?
Yes, because of me.
Then I am sure she will be there.
Oh, I can't wait to see Mrs. Tumnus again.
And you shall, Lucy, my dear. You shall. Now, take hold of my mane, both of you. We are going to fly to the home of the witch and rescue our awaiting allies. Away! Away!
Yes, let's give a hand to the Central Florida Community Arts Youth Theater Troupe and Companies. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is being performed tonight and tomorrow, and you can purchase your tickets to see this wonderful production at cfarts.com/lion-witch-wardrobe. That's a mouthful. I know, right?
Wow, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. One of my favorite books as a kid. What a wonderful performance by Central Florida Community Arts. Thank you to our young actors and puppeteers. Partnerships and collaborations help build a resilient society as each partner shares their specific talents and resources to achieve a common goal. For 35 years, MicheLee Puppets has been an important partner to arts groups and social service agencies looking for a creative way to get their message out. And for the past 2 years, MicheLee Puppets has deepened a long-time partnership with Aspire Charter Academy to create and implement the Art Venture Arts Integration Program.
That's right, Kirsten. We have been on an incredible 2-year art venture. Let's take a look at what's been happening at Aspire Charter Academy and how the arts are building resilience among the students and staff.
MicheLee Puppets is partnering with the Cornelia T. Bailey Foundation and Aspire Charter Academy to develop a new arts integration program that uses visual and performing arts to teach core subjects like math, reading, and science. Here's more about our exciting art venture!
Art Venture combines MicheLee Puppets teaching artists and educators to make learning fun. We provide professional development for teachers and staff, and then we develop lessons together that are arts integrated, bringing dance, music, puppetry, and theater into the classroom for the students to have a brand new learning experience. We also provide connections to family and home, and we love working with our students.
We have 6 equal parts. How many? 2. Let's put a base around here. Put a base around here. Here we go. 5, 6. Ready, go. You got it. Wow.
My favorite part about our venture is how much fun the kids have participating. When I would arrive, it would be during recess time, and the kids would see me and they would drop their jump ropes and their basketballs, and they would run after me saying, "Miss Jamie, are we with you?" And when I said yes, they said, "Our work." They had no idea that the theater activities that we were doing were actually teaching them writing, reading, and using their imagination. Hello, my name is Naima Dees, and I am the curriculum specialist at Aspire Charter Academy. Aspire Charter Academy is a positive behavior support school where we serve 50% exceptional students and 50% general education students. And this past year, we have had the pleasure of participating in Art Venture. We have seen so much improvement in our students' confidence. A lot of those kids are afraid to read out loud. Like, they don't want to read out loud because they don't have the confidence. They feel like they're going to get made fun of, and they have just blossomed with being able to have the confidence to read in front of their peers. They're excited to raise their hand and be called on. We have seen so much improvement in our students' confidence, in their ability to work hand in hand with their peers. They are more likely to give each other praise when they're doing something. We really appreciate everything that Jamie and MicheLee Puppets have done for us, and this has also been a very, very great venture for our teachers. With this upcoming school year, I am looking forward to continuing what we started last year with Art Venture. I'm looking forward to our teachers being able to take on some of that responsibility, and I see them doing the things that they were taught by the teaching artists in their classroom. They really have gained great relationships with the artists, and I'm really looking forward to them having that experience again.
Mark Schaefer is the Director of Finance at the Orlando Magic. Prior to that, he was Audit Senior Manager for KPMG. He is the past President of the MicheLee Puppets Board of Directors, where he continues to contribute his leadership and expertise. Please welcome Mark Schaefer with Mary Cruz to share how you can support programs that build strong characters and resilience among children.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to see everybody in person. I had a great speech written up last night, and I thought to myself, I'm just going to wing it because this is the first time I've had to put a suit and tie on in a long time, and it feels really, really good. You know, as we went in to approach the breakfast this year, I was very, very excited to hear that we were going to do it in person. I think it's just the right steps that we make as a community. And one of the big things actually came to me this morning when somebody at the gym was asking me why I was leaving early. He was, "Oh, where are you going this morning?" I said, "Funny enough, I'm going to a fundraising breakfast for MicheLee Puppets, and they've never heard of it." And I said, well, it's a great organization. He was, "Well, tell me a little bit about what they do." And I was like, I think this might be my speech, as I was sitting there trying to tell him. And I was like, well, 7.5 years ago, I was introduced to MicheLee Puppets. I sat here in a room just like this. I had Tom give a speech about MicheLee and how he got involved. and Tracy came up here and spoke, and I sat there in my chair and I said to myself, I love what they had to say. They moved me as I sat there, and I said, I believe in these people. I believe in what they're doing. I believe in the work that they do. And I knew I had to get involved. And since then, I've started from sitting in a table as a participant in the breakfast to joining the board, and evolved from 7 years. I've had children. I've got 2 lovely boys at the house, and as I was counting up the days, so it's been 553 days since March 13th, 2020. So that's how many days since COVID first kind of came in, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. I didn't get the memo on paper towels or toilet paper. I did run out, actually, on March 14th. I'll remember that day, because I was like, okay, I need to go to the store. And my wife was like, yeah, go out and get the necessities. And I was like, perfect. So I came back with a ton of kids' toys, because I thought to myself, I'm going to be trapped inside my house for the next, I don't know how long, with my children, and I better have something to do with them. So I brought back these toys, and funny enough, a lot of them were, ways for them to use their creativity to express themselves. And as I sat and watched my oldest child play with his, Superman toys, and I had some puppets at the house as well, and it was great to see the interaction that they gave, and the way that he was able to talk and express himself with somebody that wasn't his father, that he didn't have an expectation with, and we would change our voices and just really kind of build up the way that he was and his character, and see how he's developed over the past 553 days. And so that's kind of my story, my thing, and ever since then I've been here and been inspired. So I hope that you all have been inspired by what you've seen today, and that you choose to get involved.
I'm inspired.
That's great, Mary Cruz. That's great. As you know, we have a number of ways that you may consider to either contributing time, talent, or financial resources to impact children right here in Central Florida.
Yeah, and those donations help develop new ways and videos, new plays and videos on the most important issues that kids face.
Yes, and they expand MicheLee's impact on thousands of children with powerful messages that transform lives. Whether you're joining us live here at the Alfond Inn, or you're sitting back maybe in your kitchen, in your pajamas, watching us online right now, getting involved is as easy as texting the word puppet to 41444. Again, that's puppet to 41444 to make a gift or pledge today. I invite you to think about how you might like to support MicheLee's Puppets. I will walk you through the pledge form so that you can consider an area where you think you can make a contribution that matches your level of interest and capacity.
And don't forget that your gifts today will be matched dollar for dollar by the Joe and Sarah Galloway Foundation.
That's great news. Love it. To double up. As a finance guy, I always love to hear that. So, super easy. You can use your credit card to give safely and securely online, or if you'd like to write a check or make a cash gift, your table host will have an envelope for you. To get the online pledge form, again, if you text puppet to 41444, this form you will see will pull up as we've shown on the screen here. Starting at the top of the pledge form, you might consider joining our exclusive giving society, the MicheLee Puppets Investors Circle, by making a 5-year investment in MicheLee Puppets, issue-based programs and plays. You'll be helping to support us throughout the year. The first giving level is our Puppet Wrangler. This is a pledge of $200 a year for 5 years. A gift of $200 a year would provide scholarships for students with unique abilities, such as Down syndrome and autism spectrum disorder, or students with financial needs to participate in life-changing puppetry art classes.
These students learn how to express themselves through puppetry.
Yes, they do. And the next giving level is the Puppet Builder. It is a pledge of $500 a year for 5 years. Your gift of $500 a year will provide a rhyme time reading readiness or Discover Math and Science program for 167 low-income children each year, preparing them for success in kindergarten and beyond.
Rhyming skills help early learning students when they begin to learn to read, and Discover Math and Science teaches important core science material in a fun and memorable way.
Yes. The next giving level is our Puppeteer. which is a pledge of $1,000 a year for 5 years. A commitment of $1,000 a year would provide our bullying prevention program, which is personally one of my favorites. I think that was the first program that I saw 7 years ago at this breakfast, for kindergarten through 5th grade students each year.
There is a huge demand for our bullying prevention programs that teach kids practical ways to be kind and help each other, even when it might be a little scary.
Yes. The Master Puppeteer level is a pledge of $3,000 a year for 5 years. It will provide a full year of programming for our pre-K through 5th grade students at the school of your choice for a year. That means that each school would receive our early childhood bullying prevention and STEAM programs for an entire student population every year.
Adopting a school is a special gift that makes a difference all year long.
Yes. The last giving level, which is my personal favorite, is the Puppetry Legend level. This is a pledge of $5,000 for 5 years. I think when I came here 7 years ago, the guy who gave this speech said that if anybody signs up for the Puppetry Legend, he'd come over and wash their car. Wow. So I don't know how great of a car washer I am, but I'll give that a try, and maybe I'll toss in a little sweetener on top. I'll say you can come see the preseason game against the Orlando Magic versus the Celtics. See maybe Jalen Suggs in his first game if there's any sports fans out there. Maybe have a little fun. Maybe go to a suite, bring some friends, have a grand old time. That's about as much as I can offer. I'll sing and dance later, don't worry. Your gift of $5,000 a year will help provide and produce puppet videos, performances, and rich educational content to ignite interest in science, technology, engineering, arts, and math among 3,000 kindergarten through 5th grade students each year. Your support will give students a vision for the future and show them a path to use their creativity and education to change the world for the good.
Puppetry Legends help more than just our community, because our videos and online content reaches kids across the country and around the world.
Yes, this is actually my favorite part right here, which is this is our little thermometer slide that we've got going on, and it has all of the people who have donated so far. So I started going around the tables to introduce myself to people, so I have people's names. So I'll just go through and I'll name everybody I met earlier today and make sure that their name shows up on there. Just raise your hand whenever it scrolls across the screen. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. If you continue to scroll down through the screen, you'll see that there's also the ability to make a gift of your choice that's not in the investor circle. You can select a one-time gift, or you can divide your gift into monthly, quarterly, or annually. To help out, there's a little cheat sheet to give you the calculation. I'm sure there's a couple of tables here from KPMG and E&Y. They can help you with the math as well. If you want, you can stop on by. It's free of charge for today, all consulting services from them.
Yeah, and those monthly donations help keep our operations running smoothly all year long, Mark.
Yes, and after you've made your donation selection, please fill out the contact information at the bottom with your credit card. You can hit submit, and we thank you for covering any payment processing fee if you can. That way that every single dollar goes towards MicheLee Puppets and their program. Please know that every gift in any amount helps further our mission and will be matched today. Thanks again to the generous support of the Joe and Sarah Galloway Foundation. We truly appreciate whatever level of support you can provide.
We puppets were literally made to make a difference in the lives of humans of all ages, so we appreciate your support too.
I'll give you some time now to finish up any forms you might have. If you filled out a paper form, please pass it to your table captains. We're good, we're good. All right, let's go through the names now. We'll name off the names on the list who've donated. No, I'm just kidding. We appreciate you guys taking the time for your busy schedules to join us in person or virtually today and to learn more about MicheLee Puppets. On behalf of the children who benefit from the support that you've given, including the gift of your time today, we sincerely thank you.
Thank you! Yes, and I am going to thank all of our sponsors now. Let's see, Publix Supermarkets Charities, Orlando Magic, KPMG, Ravago, Seaside Bank and Trust, Advent Health, Duke Energy, EY, Fairwinds Foundation, Marchena and Graham, and Crank Communications. Whew, that's a lot of support. Thank you all so much. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, that is a lot of support. And thank you to our table captains, board members, and volunteers, including our production team who made today's event possible. Back to you, Kirsten. She's not here yet.
Thank you, Nadia. We hope you've been inspired and that you will tell your friends and colleagues about MicheLee Puppets and what you learned today. If MicheLee Puppets can be of service to your school or organization, we want to know about it. Please let us know. Thanks again for coming and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, everybody.